Well, this man, William Forrester from Bradenton, is serving time he does not deserve because the same judge who sentenced him said he does not deserve it.
If they look at my charge, it says trafficking heroin.
When did you traffic heroin?
Never.
He had lung cancer, and doctors had to cut out his lung. Recovering in severe pain, William took more pain pills 1 month than his doctor prescribed, so he forged a prescription to carry him through until the next month. You had forged the prescription in July?
In July, yes, sir.
When did you get a legal prescription for that same medication?
It would have been August the next month. About 3 months later, they come and arrested me. After she had continued to fill the prescriptions after that.
Well, he committed a crime here for sure, but under Florida laws, he was sentenced to 15 years for trafficking narcotics, even though he never sold a single pill.
I took the pills. They were for me.
So you trafficked them to yourself?
I trafficked them to myself, if you want to call it that, yes, sir. I never thought of that, yes, sir.
Now, meet Mary Nowling. She's serving a 15-year sentence in a Hernando County prison for a bottle of pain pills. She was a homeless, disabled, mentally ill grandmother, now serving a 15-year sentence intended for drug cartels. So you don't have a cartel?
No, I'm not exactly sure what a cartel is.
A report from our own state government found most of Florida's oxy and hydrocodone trafficking convictions were for the equivalent of 1 or 2 prescriptions. And we, the taxpayers, are paying $58 a day to keep each one of them in prison, along with some others like Robert Woodall. He got in a fight and fired a shot toward the ground.
Pointed the gun at the ground and fired 2 shots. I figured that would stop them, and it did.
He got an automatic 20 years for assault with a firearm. Then, get this, he successfully appealed his conviction and a judge set him free.
He's got us going to church. He's got us, involved in the schools.
Then, after the state tossed out that law that required a minimum 20 years, and after he turned his life around, an appeals court sent him back to serve the full 20 years. So the court is compelling you to serve 9 more years on a law that's since been deemed unconstitutional that the governor has changed.
Correct.
Well, these cases and hundreds, if not thousands of others have something in common. They were all sentenced years ago on laws that state leaders from both parties now find excessive that they have since changed.
So for me, it's allowing judges to have the ability to go below the mandatory minimums when the case deserves it, when justice demands it.
But the changes do not apply to those who have already been sentenced.
I think it's wrong for the state to do that.
Now get this. State Senator Darrell Rousson sponsored an amendment to allow inmates convicted on those outdated laws to be resentenced. And voters passed that amendment last year and wrote it into the state constitution. But the judges say they cannot move forward on that because the legislature failed to implement the enabling guidelines, meaning state lawmakers are holding this up.
I've seen people that have robbed banks, child molesting. I mean, some horrible crimes that get under 15 years.
You think you stuck it to him, you stuck it to him. You did it to us. You did this to us. The other side, that's who you stuck it to.
They're taking mothers away from their children. They might be poor mothers. That's still better than no mother. The legislators that make these laws, they don't realize what they're doing.
They're paying for it in prison, and we're paying for it to keep them in prison to the tune of $20 million a year and likely more on outdated laws the lawmakers themselves say are abusing justice and burning taxpayers. They might want to implement what voters have already passed before voters have a chance to take a pass on them.